So last Thursday, which is the 11th, my friend Raquel, um, she Facebook messaged Allison and asked her if she wanted to go to Salzburg. And I was like thinking of places to go because I really wanted to go somewhere. I was planning on going to Berlin, but my friend who I was going to meet there, his mom's birthday was that day. So um, I was like, all right, I'll just hold off on Berlin um, until I can like hang out with you. Um, so she messaged Allison, and Allison asked me if I wanted to go, and I was like, yeah, Salzburg, that sounds fine. It like wasn't really on my plan of things to do, but I was like, Austria is really cool, let's go. So, um, instead of leaving on Friday, I don't really know why we didn't leave on Friday. We left on Saturday, like Saturday morning, but we planned it all out on Friday, like Friday night, and went to get our tickets. So we were gonna go get bus tickets, which were like fairly cheap, but all of them were sold out, which really sucked. So we went to the train station and got like an itinerary of times that we were leaving. We got the prices. They were really expensive. It was like 60 euros one way, which is like $90, something like that. Oh no, that's not it. It's like 75, maybe. $75 one way. And we're like, that's really expensive. Like I don't want to do that. So I was like, well, we don't really have much of an option. Like we just kind of have to do this. And Raquel was like, I can't do that. So I was like, all right, we'll plan this out. So Raquel had never traveled on anything besides a plane before, and she had never read a map. She'd never done like any of that. So I like kind of coached her through it because she wanted to leave really early in the morning, and I was like, all right, here's what you can do. Um, Before I planned to go like leave on the bus at 3, and then we would get to Salzburg at like 11. So we would just sleep on the bus, or like 10 or 11. Um, and then Raquel at first was like, no way. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. Um, and then eventually we kind of switched off, and she was like, I really want to leave like really early in the morning. And I was like, no. Because I was thinking, like, I'm not gonna want to wander around trying to find a bus station at 4 in the morning. Like, I'm not, or like 5 in the morning. I'm not gonna do that. There's no way. So, um, so we like planned it out and what we were gonna do to make it cheaper for Raquel, because I had just given up on trying to do something cheaper. I was just like, whatever, I'm just gonna do this. Raquel was gonna leave at 3:30 in the morning and then get to Vienna, and from Vienna she was gonna find a bus stop, which would take her to Salzburg, because trips from Brno to Vienna are like, I think it's like 15 euros, which is not much at all. Um, so she was gonna go do that, and she ended up just going to Vienna and then taking another train to Salzburg. So it was like the same price, which was kind of silly. But so I left at 7:30 in the morning. Actually, what was crazy was Raquel was really afraid she was gonna sleep through when she was supposed to go. So she made me stay up until like 1:30 in the morning so I could wake her up. I was like, this is ridiculous, but whatever. So I got to Salzburg at like 1:30, and the hostel was under my name, which was really stupid. And I told Raquel it was a terrible idea, but she wanted me to book it. Um, so she got to the hostel at like 9 and couldn't check in because it wasn't under her name. And she couldn't get a hold of me because she had two phones, and like one of them worked, but I didn't know which one. So I would text both, but she could only text on like the other one. I don't really know why she had like her Portuguese phone. She's from Portugal, and her Czech phone. I don't know why. I have no idea why. But so we couldn't really get in contact with each other. And so I was like walking up to the hostel finally, and I got a text from her that was like, I've been waiting here for hours. I don't know what to do. I'm like freaking out. Like I can't check in. Like, when are you getting here? And I called her and I was like, hey, I'm like right here. So um, we checked in, and there was this British women's fencing team who were there. So they all had to check in first. So we had to wait for like 45 minutes to get these people to help us. It was really ridiculous. Like, Everyone in the hostel was actually complaining about the same thing. The service was terrible. But the hostel itself was really, really nice, so that was good. It was it was like Jaffa Salzburg or something. I don't really remember, but it was a good hostel. Um, so we like dropped our stuff off, and in the meanwhile, Raquel had met this Australian guy. So he was gonna go hang out with us later. So we left, and we had plans to go. I wanted to go to the Museum of Modern Art, of course, and she wanted to go to Mozart's birthplace and residence. So we were like, all right, we'll go to one place that we both want to go to, and then we can split off and go do those things. So we started wandering around. We had a map, and I was like pretty confident in how to read maps. Um, so we were like walking, walking. We were going to the right place, and we got to this intersection where the folk museum was. So we were like, oh, sweet, this is like, it should be right around here. But it wasn't. So we like wandered around for like at least half an hour trying to find this. And Raquel had no idea how to read a map. So she was like, it's over here. I was like, it's definitely not over there. Like, it should be right here. So it turned out that the two streets that were intersecting, they intersect in three places. So we were like at the wrong intersection. And I was so pissed. I was so mad. Um, because I was right, but I was wrong. It was just awful. So we ended up asking this guy. Like, neither of us spoke German. We asked this guy where the Museum of Folk Art was, and he was like, "Oh, it's very far away." And we're like, "Crap." Okay. So we were like, "All right, let's just get to the center, and then we can find like Mozart's birthplace and Museum of Modern Art because they were pretty close." So we got on this bus, and I was like, I know this is the right bus. It's definitely the right bus. We went on this bus, and we were planning on going to the center, but it was going the wrong way. We were like, are you kidding me? So we were like, whatever. It's a really beautiful like way to get around the city, so we just kind of stayed on this bus for like half an hour. We're just going by, and then like probably 10 minutes into the ride, we passed the Museum of Folk Art, and we were like, we were definitely off. So it was like next to the folk art museum and the zoo, and then we just kept going, and we weren't sure if it was going the right way by then. And then we asked the bus driver, and she was like, "No, but I'll turn around like after a while." So we just stayed on, and then went back, and then as we were going back, we decided to get off and go to the folk museum, and that was like the only thing we would do for the day. So we went into this place, and it was like inside of a castle, sort of, or it was a big castle kind of deal, and then through it there were these gardens, and then up a hill was the museum, which we didn't know about at the time. So we like went in, and it was a Christmas market, and Raquel is obsessed with Christmas. So we stayed there for a little while, and I was like, Raquel, the museum's gonna close, we should go. And so we did that. I tried to buy an ornament, but the market wasn't officially open for another week, so they wouldn't let me buy anything, which kind of sucked. But so we like went out into the gardens, which were amazing. Like, it was really, really incredible. It was starting to get dark by then, and the arrows pointed through the garden to the folk museum, but we couldn't see it. So we were like, I don't know what this is. So Raquel was like, "Oh, it's not where I was pointing," and I was like, "Yes, it was. That's where I was pointing. It was pointing through here." So we like went back, talked to some of the people who didn't really speak English very well, who were like selling the ornaments or not selling the ornaments, and they like pointed to this building out through the gardens. So it was like gardens, it was like castle, and then gardens, and then up on this mountain was this like small yellow building that was like lit, like underlit. So it was like super menacing and really, really creepy. And there was a big banner on it that said museum, which we didn't see until we got closer. We were like, that's creepy, alright. So we went up to it, but it was like a massive hike to get up to it. So we like went there, and I think Raquel has like I think she has like bad knees, so it was kind of hard for her. So we went up, and it was really dark, but we saw like a light inside, and we're like, alright, well, it must be something here. So we got in there, and we like knocked on the door and it was locked and it was closed like an hour early. We don't really know, but it was like getting really dark and really really spooky. So I was like, we should leave. This is really terrifying. So we left. Like we went down the path that actually led us to the zoo, and that had closed too, like an hour earlier. So we were like, well, crap. We didn't do anything today, but it was really, I mean, it was really good. Salzburg is amazingly beautiful. So, so that was good. Alright, so this video is pretty long. I'll do this in 3 segments, I guess. Um, so it'll be a little bit shorter. So that was the end of the afternoon of the first day.